Yo. Hello. Hello, guys. Who's there? Anybody? Anybody? Hello. 2507. Let me see. This water. This water is finished. Huh? I need any water. I need white water. Is a very good idea. It's directly on the sun. And plastic on the sun. Not a good idea. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Bam bam. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome to a plane shift stream. where we build our game better and better. We are doing something a bit strange. I mean, I decided to add this functionality, which is not really the typical thing, right, that you do. Oh, by the way, these are the screenshots that I provided to the guy. 1 second. I don't have to save any of this because I have it. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm ready. I am ready. So what we are doing, we are working on the dailies. Oh, that's the volume, bro. The volume is insane. We are working on the dailies, right? And I mean, the original idea started with dailies, but then became something else, right? It became the city resources. Did I restart my PC? Yeah, I think I did for an update. Because I see that nothing is open. Well, Rider is open. Ah, I was here in the middle of... okay. Yeah, so when players contribute resources to the city, they may decide to put the resources on a specific area, like infrastructure or hospitality or religious services or and so on, right? And based on the city boost level or tier level, the players will get a benefit. And the idea was that also the players that are the guild that is highly ranked, that has the highest rank in that particular city, gets additional benefits. Now that I still need to think about, but I'm building the functionality that allows the people to put materials, to give materials to the city and get the credit for it, right? Yeah. Now, one thing we will have to think about the credit is how do we rank the materials, right? I think it could be done directly by price. Yes. I mean, assuming that price is actually correct, that I'm not sure is always correct, but we can do it by price. But anyway, here, let's go. Also today will be a shorter stream because I'm meeting with some friends for dinner tonight, and so I have to go about 6:45. I have to stop the stream about 6:45, something like that. And yeah. Yep. No, I was thinking if 6:45 is correct, but I think yeah, maybe 6:20, yeah, something like that. So we have 2 hours. We have 2 hours. But in 2 hours, I think we can do a lot. So this function is the function that is basically checking if we switched to a new tier after I don't know why I put it here. I should have put it after this one. Well, it's the same. after the player give resources, right? So here we will call tier change, right? And tier change requires what? Requires the city ID, easy. Requires the category, easy. And requires the tier. Now the tier, I think the tier is this one, right? I'm not completely sure in terms of sequence, right? Because this one is reading what? This one is reading... it's reading this. Okay. Well, if it's reading that, then I think we are fairly good. Huh? What happened here? Huh? What happened? What the fuck? I removed the storage. I don't understand what is going on here. Why? What? I was in the middle of a change and I forgot about it. But this one we tested the other day was actually working. I remember now. I remember now. Yes, because we said, oh, we are scanning only the resources that are already in the storage. Yeah, exactly. While we have to scan the ones that we are in need. And if our storage is 0, yeah, exactly. So this one was wrong, actually. This one is the need, but the need does not have storage as well. So we need to understand if we have anything stored. And this is where I went here. Exactly. We always need both these arrays. It's a bit redundant. Our code at the moment I see is kind of redundant. I don't know if we can do better than this, but there is definitely some redundancy. Because in theory I should do this. And now the point is that if we find the item. We just add to this item Hello, Hula. Good afternoon. So if we find the storage already, we do storage plus quantity. And we record the fact that we actually got a storage available, right? And so, but here we need to check if, right? If we got zero quantity, well, you know what we can do? I think we can do different. We can just do it. You can just have it like storage found, you know. Please type whatever. We can just have this, I think. She's simpler because we don't really need right. So we can say if storage found, then we need to do what? Then we need to add it to the we need to add it to this array. We need to add it to this array. Now, how to do it? Well, it's not that hard because this array, we can just add to it, right? The problem is that we need to add a new FPS city storage pointer. So I will have to create a new pointer and add it there, right? And this one is taking. Oh, this one is no constructor. Wow. This one is no constructor. I think we want a constructor, no? I think it would be nice to have a constructor. It's only 4 fields, so. Why is not closing the parentheses? Fuck. Why is not closing the parentheses automatically? I have no idea. Now item, I don't really know if I have it, by the way. Item, do I have item? Yeah, I have item, I guess. I think I do. Okay, so now we have a constructor at least. at least we have a constructor. And well, the city, we have the city ID, we don't have the city. It's kind of annoying. Why we don't pass in the because this is coming from well, in theory, well, can we just pass the city? I understand that, but I mean, for sure we have the city at this point, no? City ID. Don't have it. I don't know if I want to transform everything into a city point. Because I understand the function that are coming from the client will not have the pointer to the city because the city is a server-side only object, right? So it's impossible. But this is the one called by the client. Everything else inside of here actually should have yeah, and also the city must be valid because the city is not valid, GG, right? So I think we can do this. I think we can do this and do it only once, right? We do it only once, and then all the subsequent functions will just work with city info or city. I don't know if you want to call it city or city info, but it's just pretty much the same. I think it's a better so we don't always, because otherwise in all these functions we search the city again, right? Which basically is useless. I don't think we want to. I think I like the one city. I like the one city actually. I think it's a bit so. Now here I will have to do the opposite, right? Here I will have to do one city ID, but it's definitely faster than searching the city again all the time, right? So we do it. So here we already have the object. We just have to use it, right? Here here we just go one city. Yeah, so I think like this is cleaner. Yeah, I think like this is definitely cleaner. I don't know if I want to change this one as well, but probably yes, because these are all internal functions, right? That happen only server side, so there is no need. I find it, oops, I find it cleaner. Yeah, I definitely find it cleaner, so we would do it this way. I know it's a bit of a change, but it's fine. Okay. Now I don't remember why I did this. I did it because I didn't want to search the city again. Ah, okay. So we were doing this, right? Yes. I know we were doing this. Okay. So here I need, yeah, because here I needed the city, right? And now I have it. Yeah, that's the reason why I did all of this. So the category is there, easy. The item is the problem because the item, the item, we get it from resource need, I guess. Yes, we get it from resource need, and the last is the actual storage, right? So there is the actual quantity. And by the way, it is a mistake. It is storage not found, obviously. Yes. 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 Okay. So if the storage of this item is not yet present, then add it, right? Yeah. By the way, I may be streaming later today. I mean, again, at the moment we have time until 6:45. Then I have to go out with dinner with some friends, but then when I come back, I don't think we will go super late. I think we will go, I don't know, 11, 10:30, because we start to eat fairly early. And I don't think we have any plans for after dinner, so I think that I may be back and we may continue this later. Let's see. Depending on, yeah, how late I go. Okay, so we create a new resource and then we add it to the storage, right? It is the permanent storage, but it's in memory, like we said, right? Yes, it is in memory. So we also have to do it on the database to store this. And here the problem is that if I added the new quantity, this is my new quantity. If not, this is my new quantity. I see. So you know what? I think we will do, because I need it here, right? I need it here. Why storage is twice? Ah, yes, because it's on the update. I think we will do a new quantity here. And the new quantity by default is equal to the quantity that is coming in, but so here will be the new quantity, right? But if we already have a storage and we just had to add the new quantity, then we will probably do this, right? So that we have that information. Yeah, I mean, here I can place new quantity if I really want to keep it more clean, but yeah, the idea is that we always use new quantity, right? We always use new quantity. So whatever we set, yes. Now, one of the problem is that I may be setting the quantity here and then I may immediately reset it on the tier change, right? Because yeah, that's true. So isn't probably better to do the check for the tier change directly here, so that if we actually change the tier, we don't no, because the problem is that we do one resource at a time. And if we enter one resource and then we don't tier change with that, but we change the tier with the next one or the next, then I cannot check it at the beginning. Yeah, that is why I have the tier check at the end of all the additions. There is a for loop, right? There is a for loop here, which is checking all the resources that the player is providing, and after he provided all the materials, we check for the tier change, which is anyway happening kind of rarely, right? Yeah, so I think it's okay. So we write, in that case, we write to the database 2 times. Right, one for the update of the material and one for the reset of the tier, because obviously when we reset the tier we want to put all the values back to 0, right? Assuming that the next tier has the same set of resources. That is a good point, my boys. This is a good point. Let me think about it 1 second, because it seems simple, but it's not very simple actually. Or maybe it is, but I have to think a bit about it, right? So if I have a tier 1, if I have a tier 1 that is this, right? Oh wow, why the one is so small? I don't know. If I have a tier 1 that is this, and I have a tier 2 which is basically the same resources but just with additional quantity, then everything is easy. But if the tier 2 for whatever reason has a different currency, right? I mean, it may have a few in common, it's the same, right? It may have these 2 in common and then a new one, and this is where the problem starts, right? Because yeah, exactly. So this one, so when I move from tier 1 to tier 2, what I'm doing is I'm putting 10 10 5, right? And this 10 10 5 is basically this function up to here, because it's called here, right? Up to here. So someone put all the materials, and then I have to switch to the next tier. I mean, in check change of tier, I can easily I can easily check if this is what I was trying to do. If I have all the materials required by that tier, right? That is kind of easy. So, which is basically this cycle. We check the storage for this item. One storage, blah blah blah. Right. Exactly. So it is how much we have stored. How much we have stored. And it is the storage equal to my need, right? That is what it is. So if the storage that I found is equal to my need, I would say only if it's different. We put so we start with true, right? We assume that it will work, and then we set it to false if we find at least one resource, right? That is not where we don't have enough resources, enough quantity, right? Then basically, if this is true, we have to do the tier change, right? We have to do the tier change. So basically means that my city will go from agriculture 1 to agriculture 2, right? So doing the change on the city, I think, is fairly easy. Because do I want another function to do the upgrade or not? No, I would say no. I can do it here because I will never call the tier change outside of the check, right? I'm thinking, but I would say no. Okay. I don't recall this music. Is the first time we play it? Possible. Anyway, I don't recall it. So if we have to change the tier, we have to do two things. We have to change the tier on the city info table. Well, table and not, table and memory. So basically I have to take one city and I have to go with my, oh fuck, these are all written this way. Shit. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Oh my god. We have to do the same that we did. What? What? What do you mean? No. Yes. So we have to do the same shit. Oh my god. Hey, yes, because actually we have it in a field. It's not a table, right? So we have to do the same. So basically, if this category is infrastructure, blah blah blah. So we And what do we do here, right? We will do city infrastructure equal to or plus equal 1, right? So we'll basically have to add 1, but we have to do it only if it's not the max category already. But I would say that should not happen, because if I'm at the max category already, we are not allowing people to put materials. Sorry, I'm yawning a bit. Yeah, if we are already the max category, we are not allowing the player to actually put any resources into it. So it should be good already, right? It should be good already. So I think we can easily do +1, because we don't even, right, we will not even enter, in theory, right, we will not even enter this function if we are already the max level, right, because we will not allow you to send resources. So you will not allow it to boost it above number 3, right? I mean, I can still clamp it if we want, just to be sure that there is no way to boost it above 3, but we should never arrive here when the infrastructure is already at 3. So from 0 I go to 1, there is the first change. Then from 1 I go to 2, and then from 2 I go to 3, and there I stop. And so the requirements are actually shifted by 1, right? Because when I'm at 0, I look at the requirement of tier 1, and when I'm at 1, I look at the requirement of tier 2. Yeah. Okay. No, I think that is good. I think it is good, huh? I knew it. I mean, the default case, it cannot do anything, really. I need a break, otherwise it's doing it. It's doing all of them together, huh? I mean, the default, I don't know. The default should do nothing, actually. Default, I don't know what to do, because it's default. I mean, if it's none of this category, it means that something is very broken, right? Now we have to do a bit more than this, because this is doing it only in memory, but we have to do it also in the database. So we actually have to do an update of my city info, which includes, right? Yeah, absolutely. So we will have to do commit whatever. We will have to do it's not called commit, it's called query. No, actually it's an update query. Update. So sorry, it was not commit, it was command. Yeah, this error will never happen, but anyway, unless you are giving a wrong value. So we will what is this SQL append? Huh? What the fuck? So we will update our we will update city info, huh? Yes. We will update city info. We will update city info, and we will set I think we can set all the categories actually. I don't know about citizen and happiness, potentially. I don't know if I want to change this. So when you change tier, I think that the citizen may go up. No? I don't know. I don't know about citizens. I don't know what I want to do with that. Or just an idea to put it there because whatever, but there should be a function that is calculating the citizens and is actually updating the citizens based on the current city status, and also is updating the happiness based on the current city status. I don't know yet what I want this to be, but definitely there should be something like that. What did I do? No. So or I think it's more than calculate, because it's calculate and set, right? But anyway, we can say calculate citizens. I think the only thing that we need a city info, and then everything else is done automatically. So we will have a calculate citizens, we have a calculate happiness, and the result, I don't know if I want to change it in that function, but probably not, right? This is just a calculation. Yeah, exactly. But this part at the moment is not very relevant because I don't know what I want to do with that. I don't know. So at the moment we will just return always 500, and we will just return always 0.8. This should be a float, by the way. But in the future we may do something with it, okay? In the future we may do something with it. We may take the base city, which by the way we don't have in the database, so that the city keeps only one number. We should probably have two numbers then. We should have default citizens, base citizens, and additional citizens. Yeah, I think we need two columns here, now that I think about it. But we can do it later. I don't think it's needed now. But I just want to have the two functions so that we can change the values as we want in these two functions, right? I think it's fine. So here, if we change tier, right? We want to recalculate the new You want to recalculate the new citizens and happiness, right? Right. Pam param pam param pam 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 pam. By the way, if you have any games, guys, that you want to suggest for the music, right? If there is any game that you think that has a good music and you want to add it to our list of music list, let me know, right? We already have many. We have, I think, like 60 or 70 games, but there are way more, I think, and that we can also new ones. Not all of them are annoying about the copyright, so some of them allow you to actually play it on stream. So I can check that, and if it's allowed, I will add it to our list. I don't know if there is any new game. I'm thinking if there is anything that I want to add that I played recently. I don't know. We should think about it so that we expand the list of songs. I mean, it's already very big. I think the total number of songs that we have is like, let me see, 3,549, right? So it's very big, but we can expand it. What did I play recently? Apart from obviously Dota. What did I play? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Throne and Liberty. But Throne and Liberty... Throne and Liberty. Do you think that Throne and Liberty as a playable soundtrack or not? Yes. We can try to play a piece, but I don't know if it's good enough or not. Let me try to play a piece and see what happens, if it's immediately flagged or not. Do I remember this one? Maybe. I think this one we can keep. It's not bad. This piece I remember. This piece also I remember. But I don't have it already. Maybe I have it already on the list. This piece I remember. Let me see if we have it already. Maybe we have it already. Yes, we have it already. pretty good though. It's very nice. We have it already in the list, by the way. We have it already in the list. I see. What else did I play? No, I think all the others are already in the list. Neverwinter, I think Neverwinter. Is Neverwinter in the list? Neverwinter. No, actually Neverwinter is not in the list. And it's a game that I played. It is a fantasy game. Neverwinter, huh? Neverwinter is not allowed. Probably is not allowed because I don't see it in the. Anyway, let's continue. But anyway, the point is, if you have any song, any game that you think we should add, let me know, okay? Let me know, let me know. Adding it to Do Dream, making the PS Music a full symphonic orchestra with 300 singers. Maybe. With AI, you know, with AI, I think we can do it. You just give us our piece and you say change it and make it symphonic. I don't know. Maybe it does it. I don't know. The future looks weird, guys. The future looks weird. Mainly if you are an artist, the future looks very, very strange. I don't know. I don't know exactly what will happen with all this AI. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. In theory, we set them all again because we don't know which one we changed and we don't want to check for only the one that we changed. So we set all the infrastructure, I mean all the categories anyway, right? No matter what. I don't know if AI at the end is a good or a bad thing, right? I don't know. I still need to understand how we will progress, or how degenerate it will become. I don't know. But it's yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. Thank God I'm not 20 years old today. If I was 20 years old today, I would be super scared, right? About my future in the industry. I mean, about my work, right? About my work. I mean, luckily, I'm more than 20. And I have a job already, and my job is gonna stay. And even if it disappears tomorrow, I can survive. But if you are 20 years old today and you are looking at what AI can do and what you can do, it's like, what the fuck? Why I even exist, right? What is the point of me in this world, right? So I think it's tough. I think it's tough. Tough. How do you even just justify, you know, to do stuff, right? When someone else can do it better by default. You play with AI every day and agree if you are you still have your chances. Yeah, but your chances to do what? Imagine you are 20 years old or even, I mean, or 18, whatever. You have to choose your university, right? You have to choose your university and your job. And you have to decide what to learn, right? So you are 18, you have to go to university and you have to decide what to learn. Pretty much whatever you learn, AI can do better. So imagine going to a school of mathematics, right? Imagine going to a school of mathematics. How do you say in English when someone sign up? So you go in a school of mathematics, right? I mean, who decides to go in a school of mathematics today when AI can do pretty much any calculation for you and can resolve pretty much any problem for you, right? I mean, you can only resolve the problems maybe that have not been resolved yet, right? But they are so little, they are so few, right? So how can a school of mathematics still exist in the world of AI? Who want to go in a school of mathematics? I don't know. In 2020, the participation in higher mathematics dropped to 9.2%, the first time it fell below 10. In 2022, only 26% of the students with a year 12 qualification studied mathematics to at least intermediate level. This is down from 30% in 19 and 34% in 2008. And by the way, the answer is provided by AI to my question. Overall participation in intermediate and higher mathematics subject has plummeted to all-time low in the last 3 years. Right? This is just an example, right? But it's to say that there are certain fields that is very hard to see yourself employed, right? Maybe you like mathematics, but you know, you may do it as a hobby and not as a job. That's the problem. That's the problem, my friend. So what do you answer to that, huh? What is your answer to that? Huh? Crafting fate? No. No. Crafting fate. And what? Agriculture. No, education before that. Where ID equal to 1 CT ID. Okay, so this will basically update in the database our city with the new tier, and this will update the new tier in memory, right? And we will also recalculate citizen and happiness, and obviously we have to set it on the city as well. I don't know. I tell you, I will be scared. I would be scared if I was like 20 years old. I would be scared because, you know, thinking what you can do and what you can learn, right? I mean, the problem is learning, right? Learning. The problem is learning. So the value of your brain having something inside, that's the problem. What is the value of your brain having something inside when AI can substitute you, right? That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Really. Very tough stuff. And you don't have to think. You don't have to think it now, right? You have to think it in 2-3 years from now, because now AI is still kind of rough, right? But it will not be rough. You see already what they do with videos, right? The new updates they did in the last 2 or 3 weeks to videos generation, right, is insane. So also if you want to become a movie director, right? A movie director or an actor, right? You want to become an actor. I mean, what's the point of becoming an actor? What's the point? You can have AI actors, right? So why you have to study for having a good speech or a good accent when AI can just substitute your voice, right? Why you need to act in a specific way when AI can create perfectly believable characters which actually can work 24/7 while you can work only during the day, because during the night you sleep, you dumbass. Why you sleep when someone else can work 24 hours, right? So, I don't know, I tell you, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. For a young guy. For someone like us, no, because, you know, we already have a job. I mean, it's very unlikely we are losing our job in like 1 year and that everything transforms so quickly, right? And we may lose it in 2 or 3 or 4, but yeah, I mean, it's still problematic for us as well, but less, I would say. I mean, there can be a regulation, right? There can be a certain regulation on AI that it can be used only for certain stuff. So maybe governments can stop it somehow, but can limit it, right? But yeah. I'm not saying that we should not use it, right? Or we should not research it. I'm just trying to understand the freaking implications. Huge implications, my boys. Okay, so that is our tier change function. Now we have to test it, but hopefully it works. It's basically checking if all the resources needed are actually matched at this point, and if yes, is doing the tier change. Now, after we do the tier change, right? We have to also do, we have to reset all the resources to the next tier, right? Because otherwise you will have the resources of the previous tier, and the resources are not stored by tier. but they are stored by category, right? Yeah, so we basically have to delete, or we delete or we set it to 0, it's the same. I don't know if the delete is easier, but maybe the delete is easier. So we basically delete from city resources. We have to do a delete, boys. We have to do a delete. We have to do a delete. Delete all current storage, right? Do I have to do all current storage, or do I have to do all the storage of those resources? Well, in theory, inside city resources, we have nothing else than the resources needed for the tier, because for the... Right? Am I right or no? Because the assets, right, we will keep it in another table. Yeah. And I don't even know if we will do it by asset or we will do it by, again, category of asset. But let's say for now that we will do it by asset. Yeah, so I think I can delete. I think I can delete. My feeling is that I can delete. So we delete all the current resources, meaning delete from what? Delete from city resources. What the hell? I'm not adding to database when, yeah, I am, right? Or not? Wait a second. Yeah, it's this, right? Yes, city resources, exactly. City resources. City resources. So I have to delete from city resources where city ID equals to my one city ID. Right? And category ID or city category, whatever. Is it really called city category? Yeah, city category equals to equals to this, right? Transform to integer. Right. Okay, so this will basically reset everything that we did and we'll upgrade to the next tier. Now, the problem is on the client, you will still see the old data. So what we want to do, we want to be sure that after we do the tier change, Wait a second, let me move this thing below because I'm always scrolling up. Let me put it here so at least it's in a more reasonable, logical position. Okay. Exactly, so my tier changes here. I change the tier and then I refresh my, I refresh my screen info. Yeah, I think it's pretty good though. Okay, let's try what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, boys. I have 4 Monkey Islands in the list. I don't know if I have Elder Scroll Online though. I think I have Elder Scroll. I think I have Morrowind in the list. Morrowind, yeah, we have Morrowind. We have we should have Oblivion, no? I don't have Oblivion in the list. Maybe I didn't like it. We don't have Oblivion, eh? I only took Morrowind from the Elder Scroll. I mean, obviously we have Skyrim. One second. Elder Scroll Online. Elder Scroll Online, I think we can. Elder Scroll Oblivion, I don't see it anywhere. What is it? Sky Oblivion? I think I can see if Elder Scroll or the other Elder Scroll are usable. Okay, did it compile? Yeah, it compiled. Okay, I think we can test it. I don't think I had any change on the client side, no? So to test it, we have to keep an eye on this table. Not this table, but this table, right? Because this table is the definition, this table is what resources I have, right? I'm still kind of 50-50 on if it was a good idea to split the need from the storage. In theory, I could have just added a new column here, which is storage, right? And everything else stays the same. I mean, it's true that I didn't want to split it by tier So basically the tier was not applicable to the storage because I wanted to do it generic, but I don't know. It's not starting up. No, it's just a bit slow because it's the first start of the day. Okay, so I think we want to go so infrastructure tier at the moment is 0, right? Is 0 tier. I don't know if I want to call it level. I think I want to call it tier. But so I need a 38 of this. I need 40. Okay, let me see if this is, by the way, working now. I want to put 10,000 of this, one of this. Can I give it? I fucked up. He fucked up significantly. Oh wow, he gave 10,000 to the ore. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. First of all, he didn't reset anything here. He didn't reset anything here. And he gave the resources to the wrong... Uh-oh. To the wrong storage. Uh-oh. There is a real problem. Only just 1 week of work to redo. To put two tables together, no, I mean it's not a big deal to put the two tables. We can use it as it is, right? Because anyway it's working. So, okay, there is some mess up in the order, right? Or the order is not correct, or something happens. And these values are never reset, which is very bad. But definitely something wrong is happening. I can see it. So if I give any value, here, how is this possible? Because I have to compare it by ID, right? Add resource. Wait, there is some fuck up in the order. Enroll resource player give. I mean, I understand that this array may not be in the same order, right? But it's fine because even if it's not in the same order, the name So I have the item ID, right? I have the item ID. So the item ID cannot be wrong, right? The item ID cannot be wrong because here I'm comparing that. I'm comparing that one need equals to what the fuck is this? What is this, boys? What is this? You didn't look, eh? You didn't look at me. You didn't look at me. What is this? If this equal to this, yeah, so it's putting all in the first item. Okay, so this was the first mistake. Yeah, it was putting all in the first item. Okay, so that's the first mistake. The second mistake is that we are not cleaning up. So let me recompile with this fix. The second mistake is that we are not cleaning up the resources that you give, right? I'm kind of surprised though that the fate was still 1. Yeah, but the material. No, I think the cleanup of what you have is actually correct. I think what is not correct is the cleanup of the value you want to give. That should automatically go to 000 whenever we are receiving the information from the server. Now, I don't know. I think we should probably lock the give button until we receive an answer from the server. Because if you double click, right? If you click twice on give, you will do a bit of a mess. Because you will basically try to give your resources twice, and if you have them, you will actually send them. So I think the cleanest is that after you press give, I don't know why I clicked on that. I have to click on this. After you press on give, the button should lock, and until we receive a server update, which should hopefully happen anyway. We should hopefully happen anyway. Yes, it does. It does, even if something failed. But yeah, I mean, in theory, nothing should fail, right? Everything is pre-checked. This functionality is anyway complex, right? There are a lot of different possibilities. But yeah, I would say that when you press give, we disable it. I don't even know how to do it. How do you disable a button? I don't know. There is a disable. No. There is an enabled false. Yeah. Okay, so we disable the button so that you cannot make a mess by clicking continuously. Like, I want to give my resources. I want to give my resources. Right? So is enabled false, right? And then we can enable it again when we receive the answer from the server, which actually is I don't even know where is it. Probably here. Probably handle city resource query. Handle city resource. Handle city resource query comes from request city resources by category. Yeah, exactly. Receive. Okay. Yeah, easy. Easier. So the first thing that we can do here is to re-enable the give. But I would say before that, I want to clean all these things, right? This should go all to 0 again. Right? Because you don't want to keep the previous text, the previous offer, right? The previous offer should disappear. So we have to do this for all the 4 items. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. That's fine. So we set all this 1 to 0 and we re-enable the button, right? So that should already make this way better than what you have seen. I recompiled, right? Server side with a fix. Yes, I think I did. Okay, let's test it. By the way, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. How are you today? Hello. Anybody out there? I know you are out there because I see you. I see you. Why there are no tunes? We forgot the tunes, huh? We forgot the small guys. Look at that. Fanar, Resildren. And say, hey, they are there. There is one without name. Hula. Hula, why you have like an hospital thing on your head? Like if you are a infermiere? How do you say infermiere in English? The nurse? You look like a nurse. Okay. Now, I basically have no money anymore, but there is one problem though, that the city number went way above the... It is already a problem, huh? It is already a problem. Yeah, because if we have a number like this, like 20k, like 10k or 40k, I think we should... I think we should shrink it. I think we should use the same function here that we have. The only problem is that that function. Yeah. We can. Because that function is already blueprint enabled, right? Yes, it is. So when I put the values inside of this, when I put the values inside of that, so basically here, right? So when we set this value, txt ct item 1, yes, there's two numbers. These two numbers should be changed with the k function. Similarly to what we have where I don't understand where I am filling in this. No, when I fill in this is here. No, I understand. No, the question was where I'm filling in this. Exactly, number to short string. That is the one that we have to use. That is the one we have to use here. Twice. Holy graph. So this we have to do. Here, eh? Yeah. This we have to do here. So this is the storage. Okay, so now in theory this should look correct. Okay, we did another good fix. Now I don't understand why before we were seeing 10,000 in this value and now we see 10,000 in this value. So it means that is also broken. There is also something else broken, my boys. There is also something else broken. Yep. There is an inversion or something. Okay, let me clean the database 1 second. In theory, we have two 10,000, right? But it doesn't really make sense. So let's say that this one is 4, and this one is, and this one is 3,600 and whatever, right? This is the money. And this is 3. Okay. So if I relaunch it now. If I relaunch it now. By the way, guys, I will be gone in about in about 20 minutes from now, right? Unfortunately, today is a shorter stream, but I may be back later after dinner. Maybe, let's see. Depending how it goes. I said 6:45, right? Yeah. I'm ready. I just have to go out, so I don't have to prepare or anything. Okay, infrastructure. Yeah, you see? 3K out of 40K. Yeah, this is much better, eh? It is much better. Storage. Why the storage is appearing now? Huh? Didn't we say the storage was hidden? What? Wait. Why storage is visible now? It was not visible before, my friends. Is city asset, exactly. So only if city asset is true, then I make it visible. Otherwise I make everything collapsed. Exactly. So why? So this should be false, huh? Yeah, exactly. It is false. Why that's not happening? Did I do something stupid? So it is false, right? Did I disconnect something, or maybe I disconnected something? Did I disconnect anything? I only connected this to this, and this to this, and this to this, right? So yeah, I added these two things in the middle, but it should not do any damage, right? Huh? Yeah, and then when complete, right? When complete, it goes here. 0, 1, 2, 3. Huh? The only thing I did, I added this thing. I added an additional split, but I don't think that is generating the problem, right? What the fuck? There is something not working. This was basically hidden before and now is shown again, like if my city asset is set to true. But anyway, apart from that, I think that the values are correct, right? Let me see if the values are correct. So we have 3 in 102. 102 is what? 102 is iron ore. Iron ore, right? So we have 3 of iron ore. Okay, correct. We have 3k of 86, which is the coins, and we have 4 of 16, which is fate. Okay, correct, right? So that is correct. Okay, now I want to add 111. Let's add 111. Wait, I don't have iron ore, but I have 1 fate. So let me add 1 iron ore, right? Okay, now I have 1. So we will add 1, 1, 1. So we want to see 4, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 5. 4 and 5. Okay, let me see the database. 3, 4. Okay, it was 654, I guess, so it becomes 655. Okay, so I think it worked. I think it worked. He also cleaned all these values properly, and he refreshed. Now the problem is that he did not refresh this because he's still saying that I have 1 fate, but in reality I don't, right? I don't think I have 1 fate. Do I? It will only say 1 because it's actually taking the highest stack that you can provide. It's not taking the total, and it's not taking the total because it's hard for us to actually put to actually give to NPC multiple stacks. Because those can be in different containers, can be, I mean, it's a bit complex. So at the moment we are taking the highest stack, so you see only one, yes. But I think it's working, guys. I think it's working. Let me get some iron bar and see what happens. Iron bar, right? Let's get 10 of them. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to switch tier. So we want to provide 35 of those and 7 of those, right? So if I go 7, now I think it would be nice if we can hit the limit with multiple resources at the same time. Maybe not all 3. But yeah, so let's say that this is 6 out of 7, right? I need a lot of faith. I need a lot of faith. I need a lot of faith, my boys. So there's a mistake. There is a mistake here. Why saying 35? It's impossible 35. I already have 6. No, there is a mistake. There is a mistake. Why it goes to 35? What? 35 makes no sense. I understand 35 is the maximum, but we said that we said that we always choose the minimum between can I go below 6? I assume so. We always said that we take the minimum between what you have and what is the required. Ah, shit, yeah. The minimum between what you have and what is required minus what is already there. Okay, yeah, that is a logical issue. That minimum is not correct. The minimum is not correct. The minimum is not correct. It's taking the minimum between what you have and what is needed, but without considering what you have already. Validate this minimum is wrong. Because this minimum is just doing the minimum between what you have and what is the need, but what is the need is wrong. I have to do the need minus the storage, right? I have to do the need minus the storage. So if I have 35 need and I have 5 storage, this minus this is 30, right? So this number will be 30. And so I'm searching the minimum between what I have and 30. So in this case it will be 30. Yeah, I think it is correct. Assuming that this storage is calculated properly, but I think it is. I think it is. So this we have to do it in 2 places though. We have to do it here and we have to do it here. Because one is when you do plus and minus and the other is when you do... So the need minus the storage goes into this, the minimum between these two. Okay. Okay, so now that bug is also fixed, which is nice. Okay, let me just get some money because we are out of money. We are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't remember how to do the, I think it's award. Award me money Tria. Wow, it's a bit too much maybe. This. Okay, 2 millions. We have 2 millions. I wanted to bring the values all very close. Maybe the money we can put everything. But now we will put more than what is needed. Yeah, because it's broken. Okay, let me relaunch it because our fix is not yet in. We have to relaunch it. We have to save and relaunch it. Okay. Yeah, I still don't understand why we see the storage. That's very strange. Let me just print something. Let me just print the value of... no, let me just print storage visible and storage invisible. Yeah, because that seems to be another probleminos. Another probleminos, my friends. Now, if you want to help, you can start to think of what can be the bonuses for the different tiers of the city. That's not an easy job. So for every tier, and we have 3 tiers, for every category, so infrastructure, hospitality, religion, blah, 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 we want to give some bonuses to the players or to the city. But let's say that obviously it should be felt by the players, otherwise they will never do it, right? Like temporary crafting, but like I don't know, crafting is faster, crafting time being faster, quality of the crafting being higher, more merchants, different materials, I don't know, whatever. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So if I type random J, okay, so this is giving me in theory the value, so it's giving what? 36, it's not very easy to read, but should I make it smaller? Yeah, I should make the text probably smaller so it fits better when it's a big number. Because there is 36,002, which is what is missing to reach 40k. So if I give this, yeah, here we are at 40k out of 40k. So now this value is actually at the maximum. Now I need 36 iron ore, which I know has the wrong icon, but don't worry. Iron ore, I need 36. Let's do 37 just to be annoying and see if the system works. So now I will put the maximum. I cannot keep it pressed. Pity. I can say 90 and it immediately goes to the maximum. Yeah, now it goes to the maximum minus the storage, so it's correct. If I type 90 or 0, yeah, it goes to 36. So now we change tier, okay? We change tier, so we do 36. Here is 0, so I cannot add anything. What? Ah. There is a mistake again. Why? The check on the plus doesn't work. The check on the plus doesn't work. We have the plus and the minus in different functions? I don't think so. It says that this one is, it seems that this one is not working. Huh? Delta value. Ah, because the delta value is 1. No, I know, but in the database we should have all the money now. We have exactly 40,000 money in the bank. And the request is 40,000. So why it still allows me to put stuff? They should stay at 0. And if I put any, but if I put any value like 7, no, 7 allows me to do 9, 90. No, it seems that check is not working. It's working here though. So because if you are at the maximum, because if you are at the maximum is 1 minus the other becomes 0. Wait. If you are at the maximum, this minus this becomes 0. Yeah, exactly. So the minimum is 0. The minimum is 0. Are we going here instead of going here? Propose lower or equal the need. There is the same mistake here. Yeah, there is the same mistake. There is the same mistake. This number should be this number. Yeah. This number, no. This number should be this number. Yep, exactly. Okay, I will save it, but yeah, I think that's fixed. But anyway, let's try to do the switch of tier. So now we are tier 0, we want to go tier 1, okay? So if I put, here I need to put 0. So I put 36 of this, which brings it to 40. I put 70, which gets corrected automatically to 29. I think I can put a max button, but yeah, I can probably put a max. And of this one, I need, if I try to put 8, it automatically goes to 1. But this one I have 0. No! This one I have 0. I need at least 1. I need at least 1 iron ore. Okay. Okay, now we have 1. So what we want to see... What? Huh? Uh-oh. You mean 0? I think we have seen this already, that the last box was not counting the items properly. I think we have seen that. The last icon was not correct. The point is that I have to go. Let's try to do it anyway. Let's try to do 36, 21, 9, 1. And we see if this is going to tier 1, okay? Well, actually it did something, but it didn't refresh this view. Let me see if my city went to infrastructure 1. Maybe it just didn't refresh the view. Please. Infrastructure 0, if I refresh, yes! Okay, so okay, so it's just a refresh in the UI that is not working. So if I close and reopen, yes, now we have infrastructure at 1. Okay, we are just not refreshing the UI, but it works. So we have a problem here that whatever is the number, it is always 0. I don't know why. So maybe we are not... but yeah, it's basically working. What we did today, it is working. Nice. There is something that is not populating this value properly. Player item 4. Maybe it's just a missing connection. It's very, very likely. Yeah, there it is. Is not connected. Okay, now also that should be okay. Yeah, it was just not connected. Okay, guys, I think I have to go. I will see you or later tonight, but we are making very good progress, because now you can basically give item to the city already, right? I mean, we could put it in and just have people provide materials just to upgrade the city. Now, we will not do anything yet, but... Right? I mean, obviously, people will not do if it's not doing anything, but we could still have the ranking, right? Okay, so I will see you or later tonight, I would say after 11 p.m. or European time, or tomorrow, right? See you, boys! Bye-bye!